Alright guys, today I'm going to be doing a story time about my first time in kind of a accident with a car involved, pretty much. So, my dad used to own a motorcycle, and he loved his motorcycle, and whenever it was nice out, he'd always want to ride the motorcycle. And this was around October, I'm pretty sure, of my 7th grade year, and what I wanted to do with my friends, because it was my friend Caden, it was his birthday, and we all wanted to go to this, like, big haunted house at this, the baseball game, like, a big haunted house there, and it was called Slaughterhouse, and, like, people scare you and stuff. So, our plan was to do that for his birthday. Like, we were all gonna go out to eat before, like, every one of us was gonna just go get something to eat, and then once we're done, we're gonna go get pizza, and then spend the night at Jordan's house, or Caden's house, I forget which one. So, my dad wanted to go take the motorcycle out, and I didn't really want to. I had a really bad feeling, like I felt like something bad was gonna happen, like, I really didn't want to take out the motorcycle. But he's like, okay, it's fine, you'll be fine. Just take the motorcycle. It's like, okay. So we took the motorcycle, I got on my motorcycle jacket. I was already wearing jeans, so it's fine. Pretty much, what happened was, so we went out to our dinner thing, we ate, it was pretty nice, pretty good food, and then, on our way back, my dad makes a wrong turn. And he starts heading back to our house. I was like, oh, can you just give me a ride to Jordan's house? And it's not that far. I wish I had decided to walk because of what happened next. So, what happened was, he went back to turn, and there's a four-way stop at our, where we stopped. It was a four-way stop to get from my house to Jordan's house. So there are no other cars except for this silver car that's coming, but it's starting to slow down. So we were already there, so we had the right of way. And so we started to go because the car was slowing down. And we're in the intersection, and the car doesn't stop. He ran the stop sign, and pretty much, like, we had already made it partially through. And pretty much his car hit our back tire, and yeah, so all I remember is because I was having a really bad panic attack when I saw the car get really close to us, and what I remember is I had such a bad panic attack, I blacked out pretty much. When I blacked out, all I remember is the car getting like 2 inches away from us, and then I just woke up and I was on the ground. I couldn't see my dad, like I couldn't see the motorcycle anywhere, and I felt really, really bad, like horrible pain in my ankle. And the first thing I thought was, oh no, I think my ankle's broken. It's probably broken. So I start screaming for my dad to get over and see if he's okay. My dad like jumps up and like runs over. And so another guy was like in his backyard, and there's like he had the fence like right next to the street, and he could hear me screaming, and like could hear like he heard the cars hit. So he jumped over his fence and ran over to me. He's like, okay, it's fine, buddy. You're gonna be fine. I'm just gonna call an ambulance, and they'll be here pretty soon to come help you and pick you guys up. And I was like, okay. And this guy, while this is going on, he's still driving. And people had gotten out of their cars and started taking pictures of his car because he had gotten like really far down the road, and he like turned around to like see if people were watching him. So he just decided, okay, I'm not gonna do a hit and run. That's what I figured. I figured he was just gonna do a hit and run, because if you hit somebody, you pretty much stop immediately unless you're gonna just drive away, which he was probably planning on doing. So the ambulance comes, and the guy who was there and the paramedics told me not to move in case I had a broken neck, because in some cases, like, if you can have a broken neck, like, and like you just don't know it, and like the second you move, like, you're instantly paralyzed. So pretty much what happened was the ambulance came, they put a neck brace on me and said I was okay, like I could sit up, and I sat up, I was fine. Then they put me on a board, like, okay, I'm sorry, we gotta do this, but we gotta cut off your laces to your shoes. And I was like, that's fine, because if my ankle's broken, I don't want to untie my shoes and then like pull off my shoe. So, you know, I was wearing high tops, so they kind of had to. So he cuts off the laces, and he's like, I'm sorry, bud, but the next thing we gotta do is we gotta cut off your shirt. So he pulled out the same pair of scissors. He's like, no, please don't, my neck's not broken, I'm fine, I'm really fine, just please don't cut off my shirt. Because that, like, very day, I had bought a Doctor Who, like, it's a really cool Doctor Who shirt. It was pretty nice, and he's like, I'm sorry, but we have to do this for your safety. And so he cut it in half, cut it off, which sucked. But I ended up, like a couple weeks later, I got, that's pretty much a thing I got. I got that exact shirt back. But so they put me in the ambulance, and like laid me on a gurney, and I was in the ambulance, and my friends called me. And I didn't even realize my phone was still in my pocket, so my dad gets it for me because I'm supposed to not supposed to move. And so he gets it, and it's Jordan, and they're like, okay, Owen, if you don't show up in the next 5 minutes, like, we're gonna leave. And I was like, my dad had answered, and he's like, I'm sorry, but Owen can't go. He was hit by a car. Yeah, so he had said, yeah, Owen got hit by a car, so he can't really go. And they didn't believe me. And they're like, oh, sure, Owen, sure, you just don't want to go because you're scared. And then, like, I was like, no, my dad was like, no, he's like, here, talk to Owen. And they said that, they're like, sure, you're just scared. And I was like, no, I actually got hit by a car, I think my ankle's broken. And, yeah, so then I finished talking to them, and pretty much what happened after that is, for some reason, because I didn't want an IV, because, hey, I already have a broken ankle, I don't want them sticking a needle in my arm. And I was like, do I have to get an IV? And they're like, well, do you want, like, you don't have to get one, but you can if you want to. It's like, they're like, it'll just help the pain a little bit. And I was like, no, I don't like people sticking needles in my arms. I was like, is there anything else you can give me? And they gave me, this, like, you know, like, when you get, like, instead of a flu shot, it's like nasal spray that they give you. That's pretty much what they gave me, but for pain. So I took that, and it's just because I'm not really a fan of needles anyways. Like, I will take one if I have to, but if I don't have to, like, hey, I'm not gonna take one. So we get to the ER. They put me and my dad in a room. They give us x-rays, and then it shows an ankle, like, pretty much snapped in half. And I was like, my dad's like, oh, is that his? And they're like, no, sir, that's yours. And he looked so surprised. It's because he had a lot, like, he heard his son screaming, and then, like, he had adrenaline because of that. Because, like, you hear your son scream, and you think your son is in pain, so you're gonna want to, like, help him. So, he didn't know. Mine had just been cracked, and, like, we called my mom. My mom came over. I spent my entire October break in my room on my bed because I couldn't walk, and I was on crutches, so great October break in 7th grade. Yep, that's the end of my story. Like and subscribe for more content, and have a nice day, guys. Alright, bye.